Today, my friends, was one of the most incredibly important and critical days that I can think of. Kamala stood before the world and basically provided the opportunity to remind you that she could have been president, theoretically, and that people wanted her, that half of that room, that tribunal, were disappointed because she wasn't elected. Let me say this again. I don't think you understand this. We live in a country, and I've got friends of mine, great friends, people that I've known my whole life. We don't have any problems with our politics. We get along fine. I was just talking to somebody I've known 54, 53, whatever year. I mean, my high school and whatever. And he does not or did not vote for Donald Trump. He voted for her. Now, do you know what that means? Are these people stupid? No. Are they retarded? The word that is coming back into vogue. Maybe that's not good. No. Is he demented? No. Does he not love his country? No. There are people, some of these people who are congressmen and people and who've sworn fealty to this country and believe in this country. And so how do you explain it? And believe me, don't ask people this, because they will not. They'll just make jokes about it. They'll just say, they're crazy. No. I said, I'm serious. Explain this. Explain the behavior. If you don't explain the behavior, then we're missing the point. How are these people able to do this? Unless we understand this behavior, we're not going to make any progress. And nobody will take you up on this because there's too much thinking involved. They just want to make jokes about how stupid she is. And yeah, I know. But it made me think, my God, do you think they understand? How did this happen? How does any of this happen? I hope you watched today, my friends. There was a video that I did, which was a subject of great hilarity on my part. I could barely get through it because of what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that anybody actually, that this was occurring or that it occurred. But it was when a senator had her husband, who was there at the time, and they were swearing his wife in. And the husband, Mr. Fisher, would not look at Kamala, who swore his wife in. By the way, here is the link I'm putting right now. You've got to see this if you haven't. He wouldn't look at her. Wouldn't look at her. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was, it was like she didn't exist. And then she put her hand out to shake his hands, and he just nodded and wouldn't even shake her hand. And I love this man. I love this man. Please watch the video. Please send it to your friends. It is sheer and utter unmitigated hilarity. Now, my friends, we go to unmitigated hilarity, to one of the most dangerous issues right now, and an issue that is affecting countless, tens of thousands, it could be millions, I don't know. But this subject is something people don't want to talk about. But you had better, because it most probably either affects you or somebody you know. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. Now, I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even help negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. Now, let's talk about something which is the most important, and that is the psychology of politics. And not necessarily who's right or who's wrong, but the psychology. Today, Mrs. L and I were tooling about the hood. Snowed like a mother and then gone, stopped. Like it never happened. And as we're walking by, we notice a friend of ours from the hood in a pizza place where Tampon Timmy went right after his debate. I think it's my favorite pizza joint in town, but that's me. In any event, we were talking about that. And my friend looks and Mrs. L and I were standing. I said, that guy came this close to maybe being the vice president. How did that happen? How did that happen? Have you ever heard of music that you thought was so bad? And you thought, why is this so popular? There's some things we don't understand. Certain things we just don't grasp. It's just one of the way things are. We don't know. We don't know what it's about. We don't know why it is. We just don't know. But it's fascinating to me. So this woman was there. And there were people who wanted more than anything you can imagine for her to win. Now I want to stop this and move a little bit to a different story. And before I forget, my friend, I want you to understand something. And I told you this before. And I'm saying it because it means a lot to me. And I know you agree with me. We don't normally make a big deal out of this, but this year we're going to make an exception. On January the 19th, the day before the inauguration, is my beloved Mrs. L's birthday. And I want to give her the best gift to spread the word, the holy word of her mission of Lynn's Warriors. And I want you to subscribe. And I put the link right there. And I put the link I pinned it because I want her to get 100,000 followers. 100,000. And I got to tell you this. She never has done a video about, and I did this, and I got a new curling iron, and we're on vacation. It's never about her. Never. Not one moment. Never. It's never about it. It's about the cause. And there are people out there who don't want people to know about the cause. So I'm telling you right now, one more time, that's it. I want to give her a gift. You want to help? Subscribe. Subscribe and follow. I got to tell you a story, and then we'll get back to this. because this blows my mind. And I'm just on my private channel, I went into greater detail, which I can go into. I don't have to use code words and all this stuff because of all this other business. But speaking of psychology, I'm going to bring up three things. Kamala, it was a father who basically rescued his daughter. She's on the phone today with him and other, and I'm listening to this. And I thought to myself, I've never seen anything. Those of us who were born in our generation, if a child was snatched or missing or ran away, it was because of maybe like usual kidnapping or ransom. But even that was rare, but it was never heard of. If somebody ran away, it was because, and then they came back and they, running away was a different thing. And if you were during my generation, if you were somebody who was actual 100% a predator, for lack of a better word, not irrespective of your particular your likes and dislikes, but if you were a predator, what would you do? Where would you go? It's a dark, murky world. If you say, well, I want to, get into there's no clubs. There might be some materials or films that, oh my God, you could go. Where would you go? And how do you even get into this, into the markets? And so a lot of people would say, forget this. It's not that I'm not a demented perv. I just don't know where to do this. I don't want to risk my life. Okay. It'd be like if I told you right now, can you score me some uranium? You'd say, no. Can you? No. If I told you right now, if I said to you, I'm going to give you whatever the money is. Can you score me? I'll give you a reasonable amount of time. Could you find me heroin? Could you? You'd say, sure. Because you know somebody who must know somebody who, or who knows, you might, whatever. In the old days, when we grew up, it was some jazz guy or somebody in Harlem. And it was the harder. You had to go to Uptown and it's all done. It's different now. It's a different world. Today, and this is another thing too, I want to go back to what I was saying. Talking about mentality. When we were in the old days talking about things like abduction and things like that, you would always imagine some kid in a some white van, some perp, some whatever. As soon as you heard the word runaway, what did you think? You said, runaway. You said, runaway. The great Bodine song, the Runaway. Runaway. What do you want? Come on, what do you want? What do you expect? Yeah, but she ran away. What do you want? Some guy, some pig, and nobody will say that. Nobody will say that, but that's what people think. Available. You see how it goes to the psychology of victimization. Now let me switch. Remember years ago, maybe you saw this, maybe you didn't. But it was on ABC, I think it was. And ABC had these people that came along and they said to parents, they said, do you think your child could be lured by some stranger? And every parent said, absolutely not. I've told my kid 1,000,000 times, don't you ever go, okay. Would you consent to our trying to show you, we'll have cameras here at this part, to see if one of our experts could get your son or daughter to walk with them and to appear to be going off with them? And the parents invariably would say, well, you can if you want. You're wasting your time, because if there's one thing I've told them, there's one thing I know about I know my daughter and I know my son, there is no way they would ever allow themselves to be, okay, you sure about that? Absolutely. There is no way. Okay. And what they would do is they would have these kids playing in the park, and here comes this guy. And he has a leash. And he says, hey, Fluffy, here, Fluffy. And the little girl or little boy, either one, what being that beautiful, innocent, loving, just wanting to help. Excuse me, little boy, have you seen my dog Fluffy? He's a little poodle. I'm so worried. It's getting dark and he's hungry. And would you help me find him? Maybe you would. Okay. And the next thing you know, they're walking off. And the parent just, of course, they would turn the corner and bring the child back, upon which the parent would probably, way they. But the point is, now, let me ask you a question. Was that a runaway? Would you consider that kid a runaway? Of course not. Why? Kid didn't run away. Kid was kind of lured. What was that? Kid was lured. Lured? Yeah, not Lourdes, lured. The kid was lured. I see. So it's not the kid's fault? Of course not. Okay. What if I am able to find younger people, not adults, and I know the idiosyncrasies of what they're going through. I know their feelings. Ladies, can you feel this? You're feeling kind of unloved, unpretty, unsure? Are you anxious? Are you under some kind of medication? Do you have anxiety disorders? Do you feel worried? Do you just feel slammed? Do you just ball up in your home? Because nobody, that's 90% of most people. You lack eye contact. All of a sudden, lo and behold, you're in contact with somebody who knows everything about what you're saying. Meet me. They don't understand it. Next thing you know, the kid's off, and it's a period of seduction. And then, in this one particular case, it became the T word, as in human. Isn't it sad I've got to use these code words? But I do. Now, when people say, oh, she's a runaway. No, she wasn't. She was lured, like that kid. Granted, a little bit older. Everything that we do, every single aspect of everything is involving the psychology of predation, which leads me to my next story. You got this so far? Kamala, the psychology of predation, and then this thing. I mentioned I did a video this morning. No, so by the way, the newsletter, it's not a newsletter, it's Lionel Nation News. Lionel Nation News. Newsletter, and Mrs. L said about it sounds so stodgy. Who the hell wants a newsletter? Sounds infrequent. It sounds like, what does that mean? A newsletter sounds like something you get at, don't you love these Christmas things? And Janice and I are learning how to play the bouzouki. And at night, we're teaching each other Phoenician. What? Who cares about this? Anyway, it sounds like that kind of a newsletter. So it's going to be called News. Lionel Nation News. So sign up for this. But today in the newsletter, two things I put out. One was about Justin Trudeau, which I'll get to in a moment. And the other one was about this movie called Emilia Perez. Of course, is the Castilian Perez Fernandez. Theta. And it is going to win. Everybody get a pen out. And by the way, this is Mrs. L, not me. So everybody get a pen out. Remember this, June the 6th. I'm telling you right now, it's going to win every Academy Award. It's going to sweep everything. It's about, get this, a drug cartel, Mexican cartel, who tries to go on the lam and basically has sex change or sex assignation, gender therapy, whatever it is, to hide or whatever it is. So a member of the Sinaloa, let's say cartel or whatever, is going to become a woman, and it's the first transgender actress. Translation, a man. Anyway, okay, it's a musical. It's a crime musical about it. I swear to God, you can't write, you can't make this up. Your question is, well, why are they doing this? Today, as we enjoy the wonderful snow, I was doing a lot of reading, going back, reading about the Frankfurt School, the Tavistock Group, Ford Foundation, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, people forming Bernays, people who change and affect your way of thinking. Because what they did was, in order to sell Kamala, they had to understand the psychology of the voter. And they said a vote for her is a vote against him. Nobody voted for her, they voted against him. That's number one. Number two, in the issue of predation, you have to understand the psychology of it. How do I get somebody to basically go against everything she's ever heard? I'm a 70-year-old man out of whatever it is, and I'm going to lure somebody to meet me in a trailer park or whatever. How do I do this? I have to know what they're missing, what they want, and I have to give them a reality that comports with the real world. Why this movie? Why this Golden Globes? Because the left, the radical left, listen carefully. The radical left is telling you, you may have lost at the polls, and you may have Kamala show up and very bravely certify. There's no way, there was no debate about anything. But we still control music, theater, a film, a little bit of the arts, TV, whatever's left of that. Yeah, you got your streaming, but we're still in charge of that. We're in control of rap. And if we want to have some 300, 400-pound walrus named Lizzo with those weird Elsie the cow flapping, I saw this woman today. We went to the to me it's a Time Warner mall. We're walking through, and there was a store, and it looked very, very nice. It was an African-American woman, very tall, very good. She turned, and I thought, oh, look at this. She's got a suit, and it's very well tailored. And she turns around, and she's got these Elsie the cow, Carly B. What is this? Because somebody said, we think this is sexy. Yeah, but this is a 400-pound manatee doesn't matter. We control what your kids think. We do. So what Hollywood is saying with this Emilia Pérez crime musical, is that you may have won the election. And Trudeau may be out, and to see where Dana White is now on the board of Meta, but we understand and we control something more important. We control culture. And there's nothing you can do about that. And we're going to double down. And we're going to hit you with everything you can imagine. Fishman says, your opinion on the NOLA Assistant DA self-expunction seems very strange in light of the recent attack. I don't know about that. It's tragic. I don't know. It could be kind of coincidental. I don't know. And I don't want to just speculate just for the sake of speculating. But I do say, Fishman, it's a little fishy. Speaking of fishy, Pilgrim says we need good citizen training, traditional civics, if taught by the right people. Think about that one. Now, I'm going to go back. It's very, very important. There is a war going on. Kamala today was the happiest woman you've ever seen. Please watch this video yet again, my friend. Please watch this video. And I'm going to give you, by the way, Lynn's Warriors YouTube. But watch this. This is the greatest thing where she's up there. She didn't know the Pledge of Allegiance. She doesn't give a damn. And if she told you right off the bat, she would say to you, listen to me. I'm going to get what's reported 20 mil. Me. Not Doug. Me. $20 million. That's just that's just part of what's reported. Do you know what? How do we say this? I can't mention this, but do you know that when you're out of office, the stuff you get in terms of watches, the watch market is incredible. Watches, diamonds, gold, things that look like a gift that are very, very liquid. Watches today. I saw a picture of a guy in Dubai or whatever. He had watches in maybe $500 million in watches. She's going to make so much money. She is so happy. She did her thing. She would say, please don't let me live. I mean, don't let me win. Please don't let me win. Please. And she knew it. She was so happy. Today, she was like, hey, no problem. You think she wants to be president? Did you ever think Michelle Obama wanted to run for president? Are you kidding me? Do you think Lara Trump wants to be senator on some shitty committee? It rhymes. In the city, some shitty committee in the city. And she's got to work and go to meet constituents. Hi, how are you? And go to rubber chicken things. And what? So she could be the junior senator from Florida on some half-ass committee for what exactly? Are you kidding me? And they make it sound like, and the reason my father-in-law was so upset. She doesn't want anything about that. She wants to do her workouts. She wants to be like Ivanka. You don't want that stuff. Being a senator is boring. It's boring. Sorry, you're just one of... Or when you stand with 100 people, you're nothing. You're on the floor, okay. And then you got to sit and still. Oh, God, you're always raising money. It's horrible. It's the worst. I mean, you can make some money like Nancy Pelosi. These people don't want politics. They don't want the money. She's got the money. She wants to be a star. She wants to be loved. Let me talk to Kamala. What's her psychology? What is it she wants? Now I'm going to ask the question and you're going to come up with cute answers. But for those 5 people in the world who find this interesting, what is it that she wants? What does Kamala want, honey? What does she want? What does she really want? What does she want? What is her goal? Money? Oh, okay, money. I give her money. What does she really want? It's a fascinating subject because everybody wants something. She gave a hint as to what she wants. She wants to be one of these people. Have you ever heard Jordan Peterson? One of the most worthless, I guess it's philosophy. These people who come up with this ridiculous, you can be anything you want. No, you can't be anything you want. Stop telling people you can be anything you want. Stop it. Be a lobster. Would you stop with, I don't know what the hell that means. Lobster. What are you talking about? Every journey begins with a step. Stop it. What does this mean? It's such tripe. Remember when she was said, become who you are. When Chevy Chase did that thing, he sounded almost like, remember in Billy Jack? Do 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 do. One tin soldier rides away. Do 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 do. Come on, Bernard. And when he went up, remember when Billy Jack, not Billy Jack Haynes, not the wrestler, but Billy Jack went out and he was bitten by the rattlesnake. Remember that? And then his wife, the Lord, says, and this is where Billy Jack gets attacked in the balls by a by what? He gets bitten in the balls by a. Are you sure about that? And he goes, and he was. Remember that he was doing the dance, and then he dances the poison away, and then he meets the guy. All right. When he was giving his speech through this hypnotic, hallucinogenic snake bite, remember Billy Jack? That's what Kamala wants to be. She wants to be the philosopher. She wants to be loved. She was coming, you go, girl. You can be unburdened by the past, contingent upon. Yes. She wants to be, I swear to God, if somebody, I would tell her, now if I had to sell her, and as I told you, there's an expression we used to have. My friend told me, when I got out of college and they were in the world of politics, I had no idea. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I went to this meeting and they were trying to get this person to run. And they said, watch so-and-so. He's from Miami. He's very good. He comes up from Miami. He's going to take him to the mountain. And this is, we're going to try to give you an idea of what you're looking for. I'm going to show you the way it is. Your world, what you could possibly be looking to and for. And if Kamala was there and I've said, you provided something to the young people of this black and white and Indian or whatever, you gave them hope. Did you see the look in their eyes when you showed up, the love? And this is all bullshit that I'm telling you. Complete, total 18-karat gold bullshit. And I'm going to make you the biggest thing anybody has ever seen. And they will love you. Because believe it or not, let me tell you something. You may disagree with me. When she's not talking about policy and borders and things like that, when she's just being you, there are people who loved her. When she was cooking, when she was talking her nonsense. It was sad because it was during an election. But don't kid yourself. What she wants is to be loved. What Michelle wants is to be Oprah. Michelle Obama wants to be Oprah. Oprah wants to be Oprah. Oprah wants to be Oprah again. She's not Oprah anymore. It's over. It's done. It's finished. It's through. Things are changing drastically. Interesting things that's happening right now. Interesting things. Look at what's happening in the world of politics. Trudeau is so done, it's not even funny. Look at Polyev, Pierre Polyev, or Polyev, but he goes Polyev, is one of the greatest politicians of our time. Watch him. He is phenomenal. It's a new world. It's a new everything. Rogan's up. People are going to Mar-a-Lago begging. The world is changing. So what she wants to do is she's thinking, thank God I ducked to this. And she'll be doing something. I'll give her a podcast here or there, some speeches, but she's going to make more money on the back end because she did what was told. She didn't want that. And Biden is going to get away. He is just so happy to be done with it. He didn't write one commutation of said he might have pardoned his son. He had no idea about these medals. They had a box of these medals. They were saying, what do we do? I don't know. Bill Nye, Ralph Lauren, Magic Johnson. I would have picked somebody like Jimmy Pankow from Chicago. I would have picked, somebody else, my own particular heroes, people that I like. So she's done. So the Democratic Party is done for a while. They're going to regroup. But I went back to tell you again. The real powerhouse behind the Democratic Party, the real powerhouse, are the people that represent the entertainment, the music industry. These are the people. They're not going anywhere. They're telling you, nobody asked us. You don't vote for us. Wait till this Diddy and Jay-Z thing. That's not going away. There are people who hang on every single word. You look at Taylor Swift. You think Taylor Swift's a fluke? She is lucky she didn't get too far into it. They kind of held her hostage. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just blink once for yes. Do you understand what I'm understanding? Do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you have any idea? Cut Up Chatter says, ridiculous slogans, of course, they fail. Yes, that's true. Losers always think their advice will lead you to win. Well, sometimes. But there are people like Jordan Peterson who are very popular saying absolutely nothing. There are people who are very popular. Some of the most despicable people, I think, are the Tate brothers. Andrew Tate is, to me, vile and disgusting, but he's very popular. Very popular. Don't you know how this thing works? There are people I don't understand any of it. I don't understand how any of this stuff can be. But what I like doesn't matter. I would always have the right people to say, do you like him? Yeah, good. Sign him. Don't look at me. I'm looking for A&R people. What I like, nobody cares what I like. It doesn't really matter. So remember, Cut Up, that you may think they're losers. They may be losers to you, but to these people, they're very, very big. Very, very big. So right now, Remember, we've got, what is it, 2 weeks from today until the 20th. 2 weeks from today. And then it becomes official. But keep in mind what's happening right now. Are you notice what's happening in the world? Did you see what's happening in the Middle East? I'm not going to bring that up again. I know our friend Sparky digs that. You see what they're doing in Egypt? Starot and others, and this is like, whoa. Something's going to change drastically. Maybe in the Middle East, maybe in Europe. I don't know. Zelensky do you see him with Lex Friedman? Phenomenal. Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan are the two of the most important. I would venture to say Lex Friedman, intellectually, his stuff is off the charts in terms of sheer power. And don't believe anything they're telling you about somebody being number 2 to Joe Rogan and the Spotify. No. They're doing this just to. You always want there to be a clamoring for, well, we're going to put Joe back on, because Joe is very parochial and he has a lot of earned and loyal fans. Elon Musk. What Elon Musk is doing with Keir Starmer, with AfD in Germany, it is incredible. Elon Musk is a dream come true. An absolute. I'm sure you're going to find some stuff. I know we always have to stop and say, well, he may not be. He said some stuff about, carbon exchange and stuff. But Steve Bannon, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let me tell you something right now. This is a different world. You don't even, I don't think you see it yet. I don't think you understand what's happening. The world is changing so drastically, so quickly, that we're still watching things like, did you see her accept? And she got the Pledge of Allegiance wrong. Okay, that's good. That's good for maybe 3 seconds of work. That's not it. And they're still trying to push the whole thing on the January 6th. So what I'm trying to tell you, my friends, is this. You listen very carefully. Pay very close attention to what's happening. This is about, watch what's going to happen to Kamala. Watch what happens now, and watch what Elon is doing regarding the attacks of the predation going on in the UK regarding Pakistani troops and tribes of roving bands. He is going to do more to bring attention to predation than anybody, than Steve Bannon or Jordan Peterson, and certainly, let me tell you something, the ones who should be very worried about that are the Tate brothers. And I can't believe how many people that I know who fancy themselves as conservatives can't see through Matt Gaetz. You couldn't see that. I was telling you about this guy. You don't even know the half of it. And there are people who feel like, oh no, I like him. Are you kidding me? Remember Santos? I got to tell you, there's a part of this group that makes me think, I don't think they know what the hell's going on. And then there are other people who don't understand that, listen, it's the President Trump's call, but Trump picked Gaetz and Marco Rubio? Oh no. Again, crickets. And most people I talk to of the conservative group, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, what's wrong with that? So look, we're not going to just throw in the towel because most people don't know what's going on, because that's our job. We have to teach people. People really don't understand. They really don't get it. Remember, to most people, politics is a fan club. I like it. Okay, fine. So just get ready, my friends. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen. And one more time. In view of her birthday, I beg, implore, beseech, entreat, and ask you to go right now and follow Lynn's Warriors. Huh? She is so close. Well, 10,000, but I'm going to go for 100,000. But remember, every video, it's not about her. It's about the bigger cause. And if you are, those numbers mean so much. It puts her into a different lane. It's like the HOV lane without the dummy. You know what I mean? So just do it. Lens warriors. Okay, my friends? Okay. Anyway, it's a nice 28 degrees here in New York City. Yesterday we started congestion pricing. It's a disaster. It's going to be an absolute disaster. President Trump, please come in and watch this. Remember, President Trump is going to be sentenced to nothing. Nothing. He's going to be some unconditional, whatever it is. Then, number 2, Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, is going to pardon him because deals will be made. They're going to say, look, New York's going to hurt, and but do us a favor. Pardon him. Nobody will care because it's for the whatever. She's going to pardon him. He will not be a convicted felon because either the case will be overturned in appeal or pardoned. So that's coming up. It'll be all done. The only thing left is that stupid Tish James case, and nobody can even understand. And that probably is going to be thrown out by the Court of Appeals by virtue of the stuff they were saying. So anyway, he's looking great, better than ever. And pay attention. All right? All right, my friends. And to our dear friends, to Cut Up Chatter, we thank you. Pilgrim Media and Fishman, thank you. Have a great and a glorious evening, my friends. Remember, as a great Cam Fong, as Chin Ho says, we're all in this together, brother. We're all in this together. Don't forget, follow Lynn's Warriors. Have a great and glorious day. Make sure you follow Lionel Nation. Be surprised the number of people who, for reasons I will never understand, will sometimes be unsubscribed. Nelson A says, 285,000 subscriptions to Mr. L. Why can't we all match for Mrs. L? Come on. Absolutely. It's not about me. It's about her because her cause is noble. Her heart is pure. Her soul divine. All right, my friends. Have a great and glorious day. Be warm. See you tomorrow at the usual time. But don't forget, until then, remember these words. A monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.